Alright, time to make some base mesh for the dress. Unfortunately, the code doesn't have a proper cloth simulation like ZBrush. It does something, but that's not gonna work for us in this kind of complicated scenario. So let me show you the cloth simulation. If you go to the sidebar, left hand side, objects, down here, cloth simulation. Right. To demonstrate that, I need to make another layer. All right, and select the cloth. It's gonna make a base plan for cloth simulation. It does work with other meshes. Oh, it's gone. So the Ctrl Z, it's too sensitive. Reset gizmo. It does work with the other meshes, but it's not that good. So let me scale it down a little bit. By default, it's gonna calculate the whole visible layers as collision proxy. So if you wanted to just use one of them, hide others, and start simulation. So with the default settings, gravity of 2 and friction, cloth roughness, and all of that good stuff. Let's hit the start. All right, and see. The mesh, just like the primitives, is not yet committed to the layer. You need to create cloth object down here, this big button. So if I hit create, it's gonna make that commit to the layer and change the layer from voxel to surface. So it's not gonna work with the voxel layers. If you wanted to work that in voxel, on that in voxel layers, you need to convert the surface to voxel by hitting on the S. All right, it's okay, and it's voxelized. Let me move that up, space, and transform. This is our cloth simulation. As I said before, it's not gonna work for us. This dress is too complicated, so I need to escape that, basically. So let's select the girl layer, create another one, double click, and let's call that dress. Okay. To make the dress, I'm gonna use the primitives again. So space and primitives. The cylinder is good enough. So I'm gonna make the cylinder, move that over here. I'm making this big part of the skirt. Let's rotate that to align with the leg. Move up And let's make this smaller at this end. All right. Maybe smaller this end as well. Need a bit more rotation. Maybe let's push that over the leg, then cut the excess parts. So that's good. Then we hit apply. Oh, it's in subtract. So let's hit Ctrl Z, change the subtract to add. But we're gonna make the cylinder, not making a subtract Boolean action. Apply. Now let me switch to voxel height. And let's make this cut right here. That's a little bit too much. Maybe over here. No? All right. Now delete the hidden. Switch back to primitives. It's still there. Let's push that down. Get it smaller to these wrinkles. All right, now hit apply. Again, smaller wrinkles. And let's push that out. And apply. Let's create the primitive and select the scrap. Scrap that a little bit. Switch back to move brush. And let's move the front part. All right, now let's switch to voxel grow and the control selected. it's too powerful, so let's drop the intensity a little bit. And with the move brush, let me push this part down a little bit, this part up. And this is a skirt, so it needs to connect at the middle. So let me hold Alt and hide the other parts. Push them together to make a connection. And with the fill layer, let's fill that middle part. Soft clay or usual clay. With control, let's carve in without the lazy mouse. Where is my lazy mouse? Study brush. You can see that. Alright, forget about here. Yeah, inside the tool option. Let me carve in a little bit. Little bit of smoothing. Alright, bring back everything else. Now let's move the parts maybe here. Right, it's really hard because of the um, resolution of the mesh, so let's make it a little bit more high res. In this situation, I wanted to grab this part, push it down. So the best tool is the pose tool with the paint. So let's select, for example, this part, reset axis, and push it down. All right, clear selection. Let's hide the gizmo and paint again. This edge. Unhide the gizmo and reset axis. Let's push it down a little bit. All right, clear selection, and let's switch back to our, for example, GRU. Little bit of shift for smoothing. Let me check that. Switch back to move. And maybe make this part a little bit puffy. And hide this part behind the leg. Alright, now with the usual clay, let me make this connections. Hide the girl. Alright, now switch to scrap. Less intensity. Right, now let's add this part of the dress by making a copy of girl, duplicate, then alt click, let's go to front view, and with the voxel height, hide everything except this part. Alright, now delete hidden. Or maybe not this part. So this angle, let's hold Control and bring back some of the model parts, because we didn't delete that. I hit the Control C and back to a stage before deleting the hide area. So if I hold Control and paint, you can see those are still there. So now let's delete hidden. Grab this layer, this new layer with Shift and let go on the dress layer. With the fill brush, fill the connected areas and get rid of the seams. Right, not bad. She has a dress, but that's underneath or almost the same depth. I'm gonna carve on that later. Let's switch to glue and fix some wrinkles. Alright, let me change the shader to clay. And also I need to solve this problem. So let me switch to voxel flat and let this area right, and also inside the wrinkles. Now with the grow tool, let's make this wrinkle here. And with the move brush, let's make and push that one. Also a little bit of twist here. and the whole thing, let me compare that to the concept. The whole thing needs to be pushed like so. All right, let's make a little bit of the edge. Without steady stroke. Maybe move this part a little bit like so to make the wrinkle for this part, and also the inner part first of all needs to be pushed down. Right now with the grow, like that to the whole dress. little bit here. You can't see the inside, but let's add them anyway. All right, more on that in the next part. So the next part, I'm gonna add more detail to the dress and deal with the sleeves. And I guess we need to, press the hand and pause for the hand. All right, see you in next part.